Mr. Perry, sir, we need to have a discussion, okay? Listen, I just finished watching Straw. Now, a lot of times when I do my reviews, I watch the movie and sometimes, I might do the review like the next day. I said, look, I need to do the review while it's still fresh. And when I was watching it, when I first put it on, I was like, I think I'll watch it a second time so I can do notes for my video. And it's like, I can't put myself through that again. Like, honey, you're going to need a box of Kleenex, okay? Now, one of the things I love about Tyler Perry, I am a Tyler Perry fan, all right? I have a few videos on here defending him. I love how he has black excellence in his movies, TV shows. I would say plays. He hasn't. I don't think he's done a play in about maybe 6-7 years. But when I saw Sinbad, and I love Sinbad, I got a soft spot in my heart for Sinbad. I really do. And if you haven't been keeping up with him, I follow him on social media. He suffered a stroke here recently, like the last few years, and he's been, going through rehabilitation. And, a lot of times with people that have strokes, the left side of their body quits. I don't want to say functioning, but quits working. You see like their whole left side, the left side of their mouth, their arm, their leg. And so he plays a homeless man in this movie and he's in a wheelchair. And last time I saw him, I'm going to get to the review recap. I'm just talking right now a little bit. But last time I saw him, he was in a wheelchair with his wife and children. And so I think he probably actually is in one due to his stroke. But it was when he first came on the screen, I saw the back of him. I actually thought it was a white man. Sinbad, he high yellow. He a red bone. But when the camera went to his face, I was like, oh my God, Sinbad, because we haven't seen Sinbad in something for so long. I said, see, this is one of the many reasons why I love Tyler Perry. We also have Glenn Turman in this movie. If you don't recognize that name, he played in a few things. He played I would say the two popular things he played in, Cooley High, and in what's that show about black college HBCU, A Different World. He played in that. So he had Sherry Shepherd in this. Her character made me so mad for the longest. Okay, we're gonna get to that. Tiana Taylor, who actually just dropped a video. I think it was either last night or the night before last. I haven't watched it yet, but it came up on the side of my YouTube. So Miss Taraji P. Henson, who has definitely been getting her flowers finally. She's been in the game for a long time, playing this struggling single mom. And when I tell you everything in the world is happening to this lady, first 20 minutes, my blood pressure went up sky high. I'm like, Mr. Perry, what is going on with this? Within the first 20 minutes, she threatened to get evicted from her trashy ass landlady. Her boss is an asshole. He's played by Glenn Turman. He don't give a damn about her. Gets her child taken away because they found bruises on her. And she told them, well, she had a seizure. She fell in the tub. That's where the bruises come from. She gets into an accident. No, the cop runs her off the road and he's on some police brutality shit, threatening to blow her brains out. What she said this in front of another cop. All this happened. By the time she finally gets to the part where a guy runs up in the back trying to rob them and she just gets caught up into this robbery, it's like just 20 minutes in. So I'm like, damn. So after things we have a really quick roll and then it starts to slow down once she ends up in the bank. This is the part that had me like, girl, you must really be out of your mind for real. After she struggled with the robber, shot him. She shot her boss because he threatened to call the cops. And, she has a child and all this stuff. She's not trying to go to jail. She took her bloody check with blood on her to the bank telling us I need to cash this check. And then what killed me is she already had taken some of the money that her boss was, had taken out of the safe for the robber. So it's like, why is this check so, you got blood on the check. You got blood on yourself. That should have been the number one clue that something wasn't right upstairs with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely understand being stressed, but come on. Common sense would have been like, forget that check. That little $500 check versus this a couple thousand you got from the safe. I would have just took that and went on. So she gets caught up at the bank because homegirl with the pretty updo, her hairstyle was real pretty. I think her name was Tessa in the movie. She's over here talking about I need your ID, even though you done seen this girl come in here and cash a check. See, you really have people like that for real, and I can't stand them. If you see me coming here every week or 2 weeks cashing a check, why do you need to see my ID? I understand it's the rules, but come on. Sometimes I could understand a totally new person being there following the rules. Get a job, your probation period, you got to kind of just go by the book for a little minute, then you can ease up. But that part's like, girl, so she still had the robber's gun in her hand. She put the gun on the thing like, cash my damn check. So from her putting the gun on the table, desk, whatever the hell it's called, they're like, oh my gosh, she's robbing us. They set out the silent alarm. And I feel like from there to the end where we get the little surprise, I feel like the movie slowed down a lot. It's like it was boom, 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 then boom, credits. That's pretty much how it was for me because we spent most of the time. She didn't want to leave the bank because the officer that threatened to blow her brains out was outside with the other cops because they're like, oh my gosh, she has a bomb. It was her daughter's science experiment thing. And it was crazy because she kept telling them, I'm not robbing a bank. They're calling the people in the bank hostages. Like, they were totally not listening to this lady. Now, I love Tiana Taylor's role. She played a detective. And, Tiana Taylor's acting skills are pretty good. I saw a movie where she had a son, and it took place in like 2005, and they were in New York because I think that's where she's from in real life too, or somewhere on the East Coast. But she did well in that. She's worked with Tyler Perry before because she was known for that Byron. She she did that. So I say, Tiana Taylor, I liked her role in this because she was compassionate. She was understanding. I know a lot of times law enforcement, and I think this is just the way they have to be, they have to kind of take their emotions out of it. And I can understand why. Because when you're dealing with legal matters, crime, you probably can't be too emotional trying to do that. And she was starting to get emotional, and her colleague was like, look, you need to pull it together. You know what I'm saying? So when the FBI man came there, I'm not too familiar with law enforcement and the different levels of things and the different departments of things. So can the FBI just talk crazy to the local police like that? Like I don't know how that worked, but he came in on some, he's the HNIC. I mean, that's how he was acting. And he was like, we're taking this over, blah, blah, blah. So they finally got the cop that she was fearing would kill her and out the way. And it's crazy because he made these threats in front of another officer, and the officer was just like, oh, just cool off and I got it. Like, he threatened to blow a lady's brains out because he didn't like how she was driving. And he wasn't even in the squad car. He was in a regular car, like ran her off the road. I don't know how realistic that is, but I mean, we've seen law enforcement get away with stuff way more worse than running somebody off the road. So I don't know, Tyler Perry is definitely known to be over the top, So what broke my heart, of course, and we all know, because you've seen this, I'm pretty sure, as you watch this recap review, her daughter, when the movie first comes on, you know how she's in the hospital, she's holding her daughter. Her daughter's in a blanket, and then she wakes up, and it's, we see it's real hot. They basically show her living conditions, like just slumlord type of thing, type of stuff. Her mom gets through to her while she's in the bank and calls her and says, and she's like telling her mom, well, I had to get, my daughter medicine, blah, blah. And she's like, girl, your daughter, she died last night. And so then we start to see when she dropped her off this morning, that there was nobody getting out the car. And that's why that lady was looking at her like that. Because, when we saw it earlier, I was like, why is that lady looking at her like that? And she was looking at her like that because she's pulling up to the car line with no child in the. And I can see that happening because people grieve differently. There's people who do lose their minds, like for real, going through certain traumatic experiences. Real quick, I'm going to come back to this topic, but I was watching some ID channel true crime type thing, and this woman was killed, right, by these two men. Well, she had been married. She was a quote unquote living a normal life, but she saw her husband commit suicide, and it affected her so much that it's like her brain went back to being a child. So she was a grown woman, but her brain went back to being like 6 years old. And I thought that was so, like, wow. I didn't know a traumatic experience can make you just regress. So her still going about her day like her daughter was still there, I could see that. Because it was probably too much to handle. I feel like the brain a lot of times tries to protect us because, there's people that have gone through traumatic experiences. I know someone close in my life who, the way it sounds like he was possibly raped as a child. But there's parts of his childhood that are totally blank, and that's the brain's defense mechanism to protect you. If it's so traumatic where the brain knows you can't handle it, it'll just block it out. So it ends with, it's definitely not a happy ending. It ends with her and Sherry Shepherd character walking out the bank because the lady was like, look, all the other hostages, was what they kept calling them, were released. And she was like, no, let me walk out with you. I'm going to walk out with you. And then that was the end of the movie. But yeah, Tyler, that was a lot. I gotta watch Totally Spies or Sailor Moon or something now to get my spirits up. It was a good movie, but for me to like, it's definitely not one of those movies I can watch over and over again because it was too much. Like I said, that first 20 minutes was a lot. And I was on Twitter a little bit before I got on here, and people were saying the same thing. Like, when I tell you it was bam, 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 bam in the first 20, before we even got to the part where the dude rolled up in there trying to rob the place, she had went through so much shit, and it's like, oh my God. And at first, before I saw the movie, I was like, I wonder, is this gonna be like a John Q type of situation? Maybe it's kind of similar, but the difference is John Q, he held up the hospital until his son got that heart transplant. Whereas this lady she was just trying to cash her check and got thrown into some stuff, and it just snowballed into some other stuff. She had a mental breakdown and all that. But shout out to Taraji. She is definitely a phenomenal actress. She is. And I love how Tyler Perry, like I said, keeps Black talent excellence on the screen. Like, I'm still just overjoyed to seeing Sinbad on the screen. And he gave him a role that he could do easily because the man, had a stroke. So he gonna be in a wheelchair. And like I said, I love how he still gave him that role, gave him that spotlight. So shout out to Tyler Perry, man. So let me know what you think about Straw. Just dropped today. Funny enough, this wasn't a movie that I was like anticipating so much, but I knew I was gonna watch it. And I would love to hear what everybody thinks about it. Shout out to my 144 subscribers. Shout out to the rest of you as well who are not subscribed. But you know you can by hitting that button for me. I really appreciate it. Trying to get to 1,000 subs by the end of this year. Let's see if we can do it. Help me out. All right. Peace and blessings to every one of you watching. Until next time.